Mhm. Good morning. Wow. I guess I just need to start. The title that I've selected for today is Exposing the Heart Chakra. And the blurb I wrote, since I have not talked with either of them at this point, I am not at liberty to talk about certain things except to say that finishing the book I mentioned yesterday has opened my heart chakra even more. Not only could I see myself in each of the main characters, I saw many people in my own life as archetypal characters in the cosmic drama in which we are all participating, whether we like it or not. As I meditate this morning, I am realizing with greater impact that only love can bring us home to the world of peace that is essential to all of us. The heart chakra is being exposed, bringing everything that has been hidden to the surface. I was surprised toward the end of the book that I was mentioned twice in the closing chapters. And when I completed the book, I went online to look up the characters and do in-depth Google searches on both of them. And they're both somewhat famous. Perhaps Reagan more than Siobhan. And again, as I said in the blurb, I have to be careful what I say. I have contacted each of them personally. I had previously spoken with Reagan, and he had sent me a previous book that he had written, in addition to the two that he sent me on the iPod, whatever it is, whatever it's called. And so I was a little bit familiar with him, although I had no idea that he had ever been famous, which he has achieved a certain degree of notoriety in his life. And so has she. And I'm hoping that today or very soon I will have the opportunity to talk with each of them. Because as I said, I could identify with each of them where they are in the story, in the drama of a romance that is being described. Besides it opening my heart chakra, it reawakened in me the desire to have a physical partner, or at least a lover, to be able to work through some issues with, because I realize that in many respects, nothing opens us up to the degree that a sexual relationship opens us up. What are we going to do with the vulnerabilities that come to the surface? With the differences that show up? Where the strength of one and the weakness of the other are placed in close proximity so that we can examine and make choices based on the revelations that appear. The police, the judges, the attorneys, yeah, politicians and CEOs, although I don't have as much direct contact with them. They're not the players that appear in my life and in my world. But I felt strongly moved yesterday when I finished the book, and in meditation through the rest of the afternoon and into the night, to recognize that for the most part on this planet, the players are innocent, each doing what they think they have to do to survive, to maintain whatever it is they feel must be maintained. I watched the video of the police in one of the California cities, I don't remember which one right now, firing into the crowd with women and children and releasing the police dogs on a woman and her baby. And I realized how insane the police are. And what came up was great compassion, ironically. Oh yeah, it pisses me off. But I realize the place they are being put in, as the people that they feel are paying their salaries are demanding one thing, and truth and right and compassion and love and spirit are requiring something completely different. Can you imagine being pulled apart by such energies? And that's what happens as the heart chakra opens, because everything is being exposed in the opening of the collective heart chakra of humanity. But the very opening of that center, that essential center of our being, it's the essence of who we are, that for a long time has been hidden. But as that part of us opens up, it will show us the way home, but it will first expose everything that is, quote, wrong with us, individually and collectively. We will see the great gulf, the chasm that we have created between our false self, the ego, and our true self, the divine that is within us all. Because we are all being given the opportunity to ascend or to move consciously into that space of love. We are being invited to go there. And with the invitation is the revelation of vulnerability. It will make us feel vulnerable, exposed. And for many people, that's not acceptable yet. For some, we not only see it as acceptable, we see it as necessary. It's not comfortable in either case. I'd like to be able to convey to each of you that the time in which we are living is a critical time of opportunity for us to finally get it right, for us to finally be able to have the knowledge and wisdom necessary to integrate the opposites that have never been successfully integrated on this planet, at least not on a massive scale. That could be happening now, in this day and age. You see all the fear tactics being put forth. It's hard to miss them. the threat of more black operations like the one in Colorado that just happened. And don't for a moment believe that that was just some isolated incident of a crazed gunman who had been plotting and planning this for a long time. Indeed, he may have been. When the truth comes out, you will find, as you will always find in these situations, a person who has been manipulated, mind-controlled by people in the system. It is the system that creates these things. The system is what's broken. The system is what's wrong. The monetary system, the system of politics, the system of corporations, the system of commerce, the system of courts, the system of police and military, the system of education, the system of healthcare, the system of science, the system of religion. They are all broken. Irreparable damage, unsustainable conditions that must be addressed. Unlike some people, I don't believe we can make a leap from where we are to where we will certainly be going soon, to where we are headed now, but we're not there yet. I've long been an advocate of bridges. I've long been an advocate of taking what we have and transforming it into something that serves us, even temporarily, like money, like governments. I am an advocate of not of throwing them away, but of realigning them to be of service to the greater whole, rather than the select few, as has been the case. I believe we can do that. I believe we must do that. Many of us have visions of a better world. Sometimes we end up fighting with each other and arguing over which idea is the right one. They're all right, but everything revolves around the timing, because we live in 3 dimensions still, even though the 4th and 5th at least are impinging upon the reality of this dimension, stretching it, exposing the weaknesses that seem inherent within it. The greatest weakness is seeing ourselves as separate. That's the greatest weakness. But the greatest strength is opening our heart chakra to be able to embrace even the darkness, even the resistance. I don't know, folks. It's an interesting ride that we're on. An interesting ride. And even those that seem in the dark, even their heart chakras are opening, even if we don't see it all yet. It's happening because it's the gift that Spirit is giving us. That consciousness, the higher consciousness, is being poured forth upon the collective consciousness of humanity with the potential of a multitude awakening and coming home and creating a world of peace that's within each of our hearts. Ponder the things that I've shared with you this morning. Ponder them in your own heart. Let your own heart open to embrace even the things that are difficult. For indeed, this is a time of healing deep wounds. Thank you for listening. Namaste.